Good morning. How are you? It's a wonderful day out today. The glasses are not an affectation. I went for my checkup for my cataract operation, I don't know, 5 months or whatever it was after it happened. And they dilate your pupils. And so there's not a photon around that isn't trying to get into my eyes, which is blinding, as anybody who's been through this knows. So, and it gives me an excuse to wear my new birthday Ray-Bans. So, what's on our menu today? There are a couple of things. Maybe they strike only me, but one of them is in California. A judge decided that a stillbirth was not an offense, and the theory was that the stillbirth was a person, and because it was a person, then the mother would be liable under a criminal statute for the fact that the child was stillborn because she had used drugs. Now, he made the right decision. Fetus is not a person. But it's been one of the pushes that those who are religious have pushed. And it goes like this. The instant of conception, in at least the Roman Catholic religion, is the beginning of a person. Now, that's a religious belief. That's not a medical belief. It's not scientific. And it's fine if you can have it. But as of a certain age, we all learn that a fecundated ovum may never become anything. You may not even know that an ovum was fecundated. So back on the Hill, when I was on the House Judiciary Committee, there was a proposal to make a bill that would make a fetus a person, so that if a woman was attacked, then while pregnant, they could go after her for the death of the fetus within her, no matter where it was in the gestation period. And there was a lot of pressure on Democrats to decide how to handle that. And so I was working with Zoe Lofgren at the time, and I drafted a bill, and I called it the Motherhood Protection Act. And what it provided was, if a woman was pregnant, whether or not the person who hurt the woman carrying the child, that there would be an enhancement of punishment for the fact. And I said that this was a more realistic way of approaching a problem, if that's what you really were concerned about, that is the offense to the mother. So that whether or not you knew it, that the person would be punished, and we didn't have to get into the constitutional argument that was decided by Roe v. Wade, that it was not a person at any time. So that's one thing that catches me in part because of my history with it. And I asked Zoe for combat pay to deal with all the different groups that were upset about it. And it was voted on the floor, and the leadership was concerned that our alternative proposal might win. And I said it won't, and it didn't, but it came so close. Don't ask me why. Some Democrats were concerned that it might pass. In the category of to a hammer, everything's a nail, police stopped a person of color, and he had lost his daughter, and he kept her ashes in the car, in the center of the car, in the front. And when the police stopped him on some pretext or other, because he was black, in my opinion, they decided that those ashes were in fact contraband. And he explained to them, no, brother, don't do that. That's my daughter's ashes. And they went forward with it, and they tested it, and they claimed that they found drugs in it, which they may or may not have found, missing entirely the point. So what do we do with the racist and the ignorance and the biased and the people who don't know the procedures? We fire them. We fire them every time we find out about them. An interesting thing happened on the floor of the House last night. I think it was last evening. There was the vote in the House on the $1.9 billion bill to cure and protect and preserve and rebuild our infrastructure. And the vote was 213 Democrats to 212. Now, if you add that together, what do you get? 425? Yeah, I think 425. So 10 people were not in that mix. And I know that there were 3 progressives on the Democratic side who voted present and didn't vote because they didn't want their votes to defeat it. It gives you some idea of what we're dealing with, that people run scared of being elected more than they're concerned to do the right thing for the nation, including Democrats. And there was a taunt from the Republicans while the vote was being counted. And they were saying one more vote, meaning one more vote against the bill. The Republicans, I think, held pretty much together. And of course, they voted against it. And they vote against it because they don't want to help the people and have the Democrats be responsible for it. It's a pretty sick world when that's the case. So I'm out today. My eyes are getting better every moment I walk. And I'll talk to you tomorrow, Saturday. I may be on the radio tomorrow. A friend of mine has asked me to appear. I don't know what we're talking about. And Sunday, MSNBC has asked me to come on at 7 a.m. So I may be on Sunday on a different show than Ari. So that's my schedule. No obligations. Talk to you, gang. Bye-bye.